Good evening, Tiffin, and welcome to another broadcast of WHEI News Center 10, live at 5.
Tonight's program is brought to you by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
News Center 10, live at 5, is your number one campus source for bringing you the latest news around the state, around Tiffin, and around the Burg.
Be sure to stay tuned in as well tonight for our social spotlight as we check the pulse of Burg students and find out what they're thinking about on the hottest topics.
Coming up, Butler County Police catch a criminal due to social media.
And also, the colder weather could affect your ID cards.
We'll catch up on today's hottest media topics, and we'll check in on your Burg sports.
Don't touch that remote.
WHEI News Center 10, live at 5, starts now.
Good evening, Tiffin, and welcome to WHEI News Center 10, live at 5 for Wednesday, 2015. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Margaret. Let's get to our first story of the night.
Many, if not most people, know that that March is Women's History Month. But what many others don't know is that it is also Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. To celebrate this, we held an open dialogue for Advocacy Day, to hear those who don't often speak for themselves, and to encourage independence in life decisions. 66-year-old Karen Dudock led the discussion on some of her own personal instances of times she stayed quiet, referring to herself as a wallflower, and times she spoke up and regarded the latter as victories. Summit County plans to host several events for Advocacy Day throughout the month, including a Facebook photo contest, a kid, an art show, and more.
Social media is considered by many a technological giant that proves to be a sound and picture board for any and all reasons, ranging from posting a photo of one's dog to a blog about a restaurant experience, a video of a teen singing a cover in hopes of discovery, or taunting the police. Butler's County Andrew Markham tried the latter and is now in custody, and the authorities are thanking Facebook. According to NBC News, 21-year-old Markham was on the run for abduction, assault, and burglary until mocking posts on Facebook, in addition to civilian tips, led authorities to the arrest. Winter weather comes back with a vengeance tonight and tomorrow. A winter storm warning is in effect for most of the Cincinnati area until 1 p.m. Thursday. The winter weather advisory is in effect for Franklin and Butler counties over the same period. Many communities issued snow emergencies ahead of the storm's arrival. The snow should generally in, around, and after 3 p.m. through areas further south and east saw spotty snow by noon. Temperatures also began a slow decline toward and below freezing earlier this afternoon. For more information about the upcoming weather, check your local area website.
Elyria recently hosted Heidelberg University's own concert choir. WHEI Sarah Seymour has the report.
Last Sunday, the Heidelberg University Concert Choir performed in Elyria, Ohio. The concert started at 3 p.m. and took place at the First United Methodist Church. The church was embellished with beautiful stained glass and a high ceiling. The choir sang around 15 songs ranging in language, from Swahili to liturgical Slavonic.
One of my goals is to make sure that no two pieces on the concert sound the same. So there are some songs that are classical, and there are several that are much more up to date. At the same point, we also sing some world music. So some of the things have a very warm sound, and some of them have a very bright sound. My goal is that no one can come to our concert and say that they heard two the same.
Many people came through the terrible weather to see this concert.
I just think that everyone just generally cares a lot about the music, and I really think that this is a great group of people, and I'm glad to have come to this concert choir.
With my interview with Dr. Ramsdale, he also told me the theme of this year's concert choir.
Well, this year's program is all based around the theme of faith, hope, and love, so the text is an important part of the programming concept.
One of the audience's favorite songs was Baba Yetu by Christopher Tin. If you want to see the Heidelberg University Concert Choir in person, they have their home concert at St. Mary's Church in Tiffin on April 27th.
That wraps up our local news segment for the day.
But don't go anywhere because we'll have your biggest campus stories on the other side of these short messages.
Communication Center, University.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
What are you doing, dear?
My finances. Every week I divide my allowance. Some to spend, some to charity. But the first thing I do is set aside 10% to save for my future.
That's awfully grown up. Did you learn that in school?
No, Dad taught me. He said if you want something tomorrow, you have to save today. Dad's saving for retirement. I'm saving for a new bike.
Choose to save. To learn how to get started, get your free Power to Choose brochure.
He's a smart man, your father.
He serves his party best who serves the country best. Rutherford B. Hayes.
Patriotism is easy to understand in America. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country. Calvin Coolidge.
Government is the people's business, and every man, woman, and child becomes a shareholder with the first penny of tax paid. Ronald Reagan.
There's nothing wrong in America that can't be fixed of what is right in America. William Clinton.
Be the we now.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
Oh, welcome back to News 10, live at 5.
Let's get started on our Heidelberg campus news segment. On the last Friday of every month, students and faculty allow to join the International Coffee Hour. Heidelberg's International Coffee Hour is known to have several special events, and last Friday's consisted of 1 part Chinese paper cutting and the second part, a ping pong tournament. Find out for yourself by heading on over to the University Commons the Friday we're all back from spring break. Students enjoy eating and having some refreshments. Nikki DeFeer, International Programs graduate intern, talks reason to have coffee hour.
It allows our domestic students to have a more cultured experience compared to their day-to-day lives that they have here in Ohio.
We have 2 more events this semester, so let's join in and get some experiences.
The Heidelberg softball team has been preparing all school year for this time of year, their spring trip to Florida. The girls have been getting reps after reps of soft toss, ground balls, and pop flies to help them get in the swing of things to be physically and mentally prepared for a week of softball games. Not only that, but they have been going 3 times to the local CrossFit gym in Tiffin to stay in shape, stay strong, and continue to be healthy so they are ready to take on their competition. Sophomore Christine Bowling has been waiting for a year to get another shot at playing in Florida.
I'm excited to finally play on the field because when we're here practicing, all we get to do is spend time in the gym or we go to TU and practice on the turf, but it's still never the same as playing on actual dirt and grass.
If you wish to follow the stats of the girls while they are in Florida, they will be posted live for every game that they get to play. Good luck, ladies, and make sure to play your hearts out.
With the coldest time of the year coming to an end, there has been a recurring problem with the durability of student IDs. Teresa Schmidt, who works at the front office of Campus Center, is in charge of reprinting new student IDs that are worn out. She provided her intake on the growing issue.
Content of the ID cards that they would have a little more flexibility right now. The cold air makes them snap a little easier. It makes the keyholes break a little easier, so there's been quite a bit of an influx of students who need their ID cards fixed. I think once the weather warms up, it won't be as much of a problem.
Schmidt also suggested the thought of making new material for the cards to make them more durable in the wintertime. If this will take effect, then hopefully less students will lose their IDs.
So that's really weird about the student IDs. I haven't had an issue yet. How about you?
I've never had an issue, but I've also noticed they change just a little bit from year to year. That sometimes a little larger, and sometimes the holes that they punch for students to put on a lanyard, sometimes the shapes and placement of those change a little bit. And I wonder if that ever has anything to do with it, but I don't know. That's all we have for Berg's Campus News today. We'll get into all the latest news from the social media world next.
News Center 10, live at 5. We'll be right back.
You're watching WHCI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
If you or your business were harmed by the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, you may be able to get payments and other benefits from two separate settlements. One settlement provides payments for economic and property damages. The other provides payments and benefits for medical claims. To get detailed information and claim forms, go to deepwaterhorizonsettlements.com or call 866-992-6174.
I'm Sandra Fry. I'm a union bus driver, and I'm also a mom. During 17 years with Greyhound, I've covered over 2 million miles. My job is to safely bring families together. I love the open road, but I never forget that a drowsy or careless driver could be right around the next curve. Drunk driving is the deadliest of all. As a mom and as a bus driver, I have a message for you. If you drink, don't drive.
Come on, let's go.
Hey. Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
I feel like it's all on my shoulders. How am I going to take insurance if they develop an eye disease like glaucoma? Glaucoma is the leading cause of blindness in African Americans and Hispanics in the United States. And what about my kids? Will they inherit it? Not to mention my risk factor. I'm concerned, and I need some answers.
Call 1-800-437-2423 or go to ahaf.org for answers, including a free brochure on glaucoma.
Hello, and welcome to our Social Spotlight segment. Let's check out what's trending today in the world of social media. Hold on to your seats. Chris Brown has a baby, ladies and gentlemen. According to a TMZ report, Brown has a 9-month-old daughter. The website reported that the mother is a model named Nia, whom Brown has been involved with on and off since 2011. And although many different news sources have reached out to Brown's reps for a comment, he has remained silent. Are you still sitting down? Paris Hilton's youngest brother, Conrad, agreed to plead guilty to assaulting a flight attendant during a trip from Los Angeles to London. This happened last year when allegedly the flight attendant called the passengers peasants and threatened to kill the crew members. Hilton, age 20, signed the agreement and is set to appear in court tomorrow. The offense carries a maximum sentence of 6 months in jail, a year in probation, and a $5,000 fine. Although Hilton's representative is asking the judge to only give him probation, the suggestion won't know the answer until later this month. Today is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's Social Time with Scotty C. Let's check it out.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sandusky, Ohio, where today we get a behind-the-scenes look at Cedar Point. So let's see what's going on in the park. Welcome inside Cedar Point, and we are here with the PR manager for Cedar Point, Brian Edwards. And Brian, how are you doing?
It's great today. A little snowier than what you usually expect at Cedar Point, but there's a lot of activity going on right now.
Absolutely. We don't normally see snow here at Cedar Point, but we're digging it. So Around us right now, we have a little where the Good Times Theater used to be. Looks like there's some construction going on. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes going on this season at Cedar Point, getting ready for the 2015 summer. And yeah, behind me used to be our Good Time Theater, where we used to have different shows. Way back in the day, we used to have a big IMAX movie theater, but we're removing that. That area or that attraction will no longer be here at Cedar Point. Also behind us used to be our Dodge and Bumper Car ride. That is being relocated over to another side of the peninsula, and then over to my right, our Turnpike Cars ride, which is more of a smaller kid. That's also being removed. And again, we haven't announced plans for what we're doing yet with that. But you know, Cedar Point, we've always got something cool up our sleeves.
Absolutely. And right behind us is also one of the favorite rides for everybody, is the Millennium Force. I got to ask you, do you ride the Millennium Force much?
Yeah, I'm not much of a coaster rider anymore, but Millennium Force, it's the biggest, it's the best coaster in the entire world. And actually, it was voted the best steel roller coaster in the world now for 4 or 5 years. So if you love thrills, if you love excitement, if you just love having fun, Millennium Force in Cedar Point's the place to be.
It's quite the stomach drop. Let's go check out some more of the park. All right, now we are here at the new ride called the Rougarou. And first, Brian, I got to ask, what is a Rougarou?
Yeah, Rougarou is our brand new coaster experience this summer at Cedar Point. The name comes from a werewolf-like creature in French folklore that rises up from the swampy grounds around it. And again, Rougarou has swamps and kind of canals all around it, so we thought it was a perfect name for the new coaster.
Yeah, and this used to be known as the Mantis. It was a standing roller coaster. So what is changing between the Mantis and Rougarou?
Yeah, Rougarou is a completely new ride experience here at Cedar Point, something our guests have experience because it's going to be a floorless coaster. And the best way I can explain a floorless coaster, traditionally when you're in a roller coaster like Millennium Force or Magnum, you're sitting down inside a train. Well, here on Rougarou, you're going to be sitting up. So it's almost like taking your dining room chair around your table and putting it up on a platform. There's nothing around you. There's nothing around your arms. Your arms can dangle. Your legs can dangle. It's going to be a really unique and fun ride experience.
And what made you guys decide to change from the Mantis to the Rougarou? What made you guys decide that that's what the change you needed to do here?
Yeah, you know, everything we do here, whether it's something new, whether it's established attractions, it's our guests that dictate really what we do here. We like to say our guests vote with their feet. We know what rides people ride, how often. You know, I can tell you how many people rode Magnum every day, every hour, every week, every month. So again, it's really our guests that tell us what they like and what they don't like. And we saw fewer and fewer people were riding Mantis as the years gone by. And the cost to maintain it was going higher and higher. So we thought, let's completely redesign this, come up with the new floorless coaster plan. And early buzz from our guests is they're very excited and they can't wait for the park to open this May.
Absolutely. So stay tuned. This spring, the Rougarou opens up. All right, we're over here by the dragster now. And Brian, let's talk a little bit. We don't just shut down the lights at Cedar Point after everybody leaves. What goes on in the winter here?
Yeah, I think a lot of people believe that after closing day, we turn the lights off, lock the rides up, and go home for the winter, when really nothing could be further from the truth. The entire park is really a beehive of activity, including our off-season and preventative maintenance program.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, we're seeing a little bit of it right here behind me. These are the actual top thrill dragster cars that go on the trains that provide, you know, summer fun for our guests. And what we do is each one of our coasters, we take off the cars and the trains from every single coaster almost immediately after closing day, and they have a schedule that they go through. And basically what we do is, what you're seeing here is we strip them down all the way to parts. And that way that allows us to really rehab and look at those coaster cars and trains and look for anything that might need repairs, from all the way down to ball bearings to seat belts, again, to make sure these rides are in their optimal position and to provide a safe ride for our guests during the summer months. So a lot of that work that goes into keeping these rides operable and safe during the season is happening this time of year.
So a lot of safety precautions for the summer to take place with total safety happens during the winter.
Absolutely. You know, we want our rides to be fun, but we want them to be safe as well, and that's what we're doing this time of year. Again, the analogy I always use is, imagine taking your car, and every winter when you go in for your winter, that they destroy it, take it all the way down to parts and rebuild it, they look at every single aspect of that car, it'll run forever. And that's our goal with these coasters.
Yeah, and beyond the coasters, what else is done in the winter here?
Yeah, there's so many things going on. You know, our merchandise and games department, they're bringing in all of the winter things that can't survive out in the gift shops, you know. So those snow globes, those can't stay out in the winter. They'll freeze and shatter for us. Any food that's out there, all that stuff comes back in. And right now they're receiving new inventory and new gifts and new games, plush and things. All that stuff is coming in right now. Our foods department, you know, they already went through and did their winter cleanup, you know, to clean up their locations as best as possible. Right now they're coming up with new creations and new menu items to put out on the Midway. So, and then hiring, you know, we hire over 5,000 employees every summer. That's going on right now. So yeah, every department's got different things to go on during the off season to get ready for the summer season.
So just a lot of excitement about what's coming for the new 2015 season right now.
Yeah. Our guests are excited, but I think the employees are even more excited. We're just over 73 days away from opening day, so it's coming up soon. And again, we're ready. We want people to come over and see the park and see our new attractions, ride Rougarou, see the new hotel. We're ready for opening day. We're ready for the snow to melt and have some summer fun.
I'll tell you what, I'm ready for opening day. So there you have it. They're working hard in the winter so you can have a safe, fun summer here at Cedar Point. All right, just behind us is the gatekeeper, and we're going to take this time to get to know Brian. Brian, explain us a little about your job here at Cedar Point.
Yeah, I'm the public relations manager here at Cedar Point, which basically means I get to tell people about all the awesome things we have to do here at the park.
Right, and what about your job? When you hear the title, you work at an amusement park, it's just got to be so entertaining to people. So what do you love most about your job?
Yeah, as much as people think we all go ride the roller coasters all the time, which we do, I think the best part of my job is before the day. You know, I get to walk down the Midway, kind of like what we did today. There's nobody around, everyone's outside the gates, and you can look through those gates every morning. The other side, you see kids just anxious to get in. You see moms and dads that might be a little, you know, because they heard, are we there yet? Are we there yet for the last half hour, you know? So there's a lot of stress and anticipation on that side of the gate. But once those gates open up and those people come through, smile. Every single person's face. And they just come and they have a fun day. And that's what I enjoy the most, is that I get to help people have fun, themselves, enjoy their family, enjoy their friends here at Cedar Point. That's what I enjoy most, just seeing the smiles on those kids and parents' faces.
Absolutely, and you have a lot of passion for the park, and that's come through on camera. When you hang up the boots to leave here at Cedar Point, what would you like to look back and you've accomplished and you've given to the park of Cedar Point?
Yeah, again, I think the thing I would look back on, and again, I've been here, I think this is my 24th summer, so I've been here quite a while. I've seen a lot of changes. And again, I think the thing I'd look back on is knowing that in a small part, I told people, hey, you got to go to Cedar Point. You know, the awesome rides, the awesome shows, the great kids areas, the beach, the hotels. I'm hoping that, again, in 20, 30 years, my kids or my kids' kids will be looking at old pictures and saying, I remember when we went to Cedar Point and we rode the first ride where we did this with mom or the grandparents. That's my hope. So I'm looking forward to that. As much as I love my job, I'm looking forward to, again, seeing my kids down that tradition of going to Cedar Point to their kids.
Absolutely. Ryan, thank you very much.
Thanks. It was a pleasure.
So that's your behind-the-scenes look here at Cedar Point. Make sure to come out and enjoy the fun this summer. A special thanks to Brian Edwards and everybody here at Cedar Point for letting us come out and do this. That's your social special today for WHEI TV 10. I'm Scott Carpenter.
That's all we have for our social spotlight segment tonight. I'll send it back over to Elizabeth and Margaret at the news desk.
Thanks, Jeff. Believe it or not, I've never been on a ride at Cedar Point.
I don't know how that is possible. Cedar Point is like my favorite place to go in the summer.
I live a lot closer to their sister park, Kings Island. So I've been to Kings Island and I've ridden almost everything there. But Cedar Point, by the time I get back up here to school where it's close enough for me to drive, and then my schedule starts getting really busy gearing back into school and their season is winding down, the timing just never seems to work out.
Well, I guess that makes sense, but Kings Island is pretty much like the same thing.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
It's time to throw it back over to Jeff to take a look at today's top sports stories.
That wasn't terrible.
Two student athletes from the Heidelberg women's basketball team have been named All-OAC following the 2014-2015 season. Sophomore Carly Patrick led the way by being named the second team, while senior Paige Ricketts was selected as honorable mention. After returning from an injury to open the season, Patrick quickly turned into a double-double machine for the Student Princess, rolling off 10 in her first 11 starts on the year. Ricketts was the motor that made the Heidelberg offense run for most of the year, leaving her mark during her senior season en route to an honorable mention All-OSC recognition. She was a jack of all trades for the Berg, ranking among the conference leaders in rebounds, assists, steals, and free throws. The Heidelberg women finished the season with an 11-16 record, including an 8-10 mark in OSC play during head coach Morgan Shriver's second year at the helm. Kyrie Benny has been named co-freshman of the year by the OAC, along with receiving honorable mention All-OAC honors following the 2014-2015 season. He stepped in and contributed right away for the Student Princess, leading the team in scoring on the year with 14 points per game and starting 26 contests. Benning is the second freshman in Heidelberg history to receive Freshman of the Year honors, with Dave Givner earning the honor after the 2009-2010 season. The men concluded the season with an 11-15 record, including an 8-10 mark in OAC play, which are improvements over a season ago. The Bergs set a new school record with their 22 steals in their win over Westminster, and ended the year ranking third in NCAA Division III with a plus 8.5 turnover margin. And before we go, we have a special guest for you, former WHEI
legend
John Buccigross, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you, brother?
How you doing?
Doing a great job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hasn't changed too much. We were channel 23
Okay.
back in the day, but then they retired Michael Jordan's number, so we couldn't be 23 anymore.
Yeah.
So they went to channel 10.
You think LeBron's 3?
Yes. Yes, Cavs are looking good. I understand you're looking good for the football team next year.
Yes,
My
sir.
sources tell me you could be up for a starting job.
I'm working on it.
Wrist curls?
Yes, sir.
All right.
A whole lot of them.
And I heard the spring break's going to be shortened next year?
I'm not
Travesty.
not happy about that.
No, 2 weeks, that was like a Heidelberg thing. We had over every other school.
Yeah, we were known for that.
Definitely known for that. How much more time do we have? Any idea?
We have about,
To wrap it up?
we can stay a little longer if we want to.
All right, well, I just want to show how much I love my school and how much my school pride. I got a little new addition.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's
Heidelberg
how
for
much
life.
Heidelberg means to me, what it did for me for my 4 years here, best 4 years of my life. Loved coming here in the studio, making videos and anchoring and being on the radio station. It was a great foundation for me. You're doing a great job.
Thank you,
Keep
sir.
it up. Keep
Really
it up.
appreciate it. That's all we have for your Berg Sports tonight. I'll send it back over to Elizabeth and Margaret at the news desk.
Thanks, Jeff and John. So I'm all of our basketball team. I love watching them, and it's really good to hear that they're making honors.
Yeah, they had a great season, and we would especially like to thank alumni John Buccigross for coming in and
You're welcome.
and having a little bit of the show with us today. When we return, Costco's putting their label on something other than food.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
I was afraid of that.
Well, guess it's time to get you fixed.
Your pets will start fooling around sooner than you think.
Go on, get out of here!
Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
had double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. Put your carton in the bin with your other recyclables and let them start a new life. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
Welcome back to WHEI News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's get to the last story of the night.
How Costco puts their Kirkland brand on everything? Like the kettle chips you buy are Kirkland signature kettle chips, and your salmon is Kirkland salmon.
Well, the next product getting special branding is a Chevy truck. Costco and Chevy are rolling out a new line of 2015 Silverados available to Costco members only.
They're called the Kirkland Signature Edition. That sounds a little weird to you. It sounds weird to us too. Costco is great and everything, but Kirkland isn't exactly a symbol of luxury and prestige.
The trucks will have some special features like 22-inch wheels, some extra storage bins, and a sprayed-in bed liner. But most importantly, they'll have that Kirkland logo slapped on them. Wow. They'll start around $50,000 and should go on sale in the next few months.
Well, that's definitely a product to add to your supermarket.
It is, but I've never been to a Costco before, so I'm a little confused on what Kirkland is.
I've not been to a Costco either. We don't really have one near my house back home, so maybe we should take a road trip, find the nearest Costco, and go look and find what this Kirkland brand is all about.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for watching WHEI News Center 10 live at 5. Our program tonight was produced and presented by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the media community at Heidelberg University.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Be sure to tune in next.
I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Margaret.
And for Jeff, Mr. Buccigross, and all of the WHEI production crew, we thank you for watching.